What's good, YouTube, man? We back at it again. You already know, Tactical Guardian. Guys. How many times do you have to hear the chameleon strike, brother? How many times do you have to hear the person who is anti-gun continuously say things that totally contradict themselves?
Affordable Care Act, but I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position on fracking, and then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
The funny part about all of this is that Donald Trump made a comment when he was doing the presidential debate with Kamala, and he said she's a Marxist. Her whole entire background lineage, her father is a Marxist. And Marxists are people who will get into something, say, oh, we're not going to change anything, we'll do our thing, and they'll go on a path, and then when they get into power, they remove the same things they said they weren't going to touch because they actually want to keep or withhold control over people. So you have Kamala Harris saying, me and Tim Walz are gun owners.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically giving the whole argument of saying, well, I have a black friend, so I'm not racist. Or I have a white friend, so I'm not racist. When you say inadvertently racist shit constantly, or you say things that will constantly offend a person that is of a different skin color. I mean, she's literally using that type of argument to say, well, I have a gun, so we're not going to take anyone's guns because I don't want my gun to be taken away, even though as being a VP or even if to be elected president, you have Secret Service, so you're never going to ever have to touch your gun. And even the gun that you do have, you already admittedly stated that it's in your home in a locked compartment and it doesn't come out and you probably don't ever touch it. So realistically speaking, you're now saying that if someone has a registered legal firearm, you can now violate their Fourth Amendment right, which is to search and seizures.
I'm playing with you, man.
And basically just come right into their home. And then after you do as such, if you don't feel that whatever you warrant to be safe or correct, you can now violate their Second Amendment right to more than likely take their weapon. And so it creates this entire environment where it's just like, so many people who say they support guns don't actually support guns. So many people who say that they believe in our amendments don't actually believe in our amendments. Last time I checked, it says shall not be infringed. But we have people constantly pandering to other people, and the people who are on the fence and not really paying attention to what's really going on, or not really actually doing research to what's going on. They sit here and they're just like, oh, well, she said that she's not trying to take our guns. Really? Because every policy that she's for and wants to implement says that she wants to take your guns. And the thing that I've seen in the 2A community as far as being in it is when you give them an inch, they will literally take a mile. So if you give up some freedoms, they will stretch to take all freedoms.
Gun owner, and Tim Walz is a gun owner, and we're not trying to take anybody's guns away from them. But we do need an assault weapons ban. Assault weapons are designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly.
Now, it's the ongoing debate that just never stops, where it comes to why do you think red flag and more background checks and all this stuff is going to help us?
We need universal background checks, which, to your point about handguns, is about saying that it is just reasonable.
All you're doing is disarming civilians who are actually legally trying to carry to either protect themselves or get themselves out of a bad situation. It's not like some magical barrier wall is gonna come down and say, holy crap, you're a criminal. You can't do this because this law is here. That doesn't happen. You're just making it harder for people to defend themselves. I understand certain laws that are put into place, even with schools and certain stuff. But again, it's criminals that are breaking it. Now you're just making it harder for people who could be able to stop a shooting. If something was to happen, God forbid, you're now putting them in a bad situation. Because let's say if I happen to be driving by a school and I see something occurring, or I hear something occurring, now there's a restriction in public places and this and that, and I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, I can't really help you, because if I help you and I stop the shooter, so many people will be glad. But as many people are glad, you would also have as many people that want you locked up in jail because you broke the law of stepping within 100 meters of a public place. I mean, guys, who you vote for is extremely important. Whoever you vote for them understanding the implications in voting for them as well. Whatever you decide to choose, that is on you, but understand we're gonna have to live with the consequences from those decisions for 4 years, and that's just what it really is. So understand, if you support the 2A, the Democratic Party is not doing that. I mean, even right now in Supreme Court, they are trying to not in the Supreme Court, actually they overstepped the Supreme Court, and Congress actually went to try to pass a national rifles ban against the AR-15. And so again, man, you guys got to really stay on top of what's actually going on behind the scenes and what things they're actually trying to push, and you have to be aware of these things. But again, guys, stay 2A, man, all the way, all the time. And we tactical and we guardians, and we love the Second Amendment over here. So you either catching law or lead. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, share this thing, and make sure that if you subscribe, you hit that bell notification, because we're gonna keep dropping, you know.
Yes,
They do.
but in
And
many instances, those handguns aren't even bought lawfully. Yes.
Which is why